I want to talk honestly about something that lives in a lot of homes but gets mentioned in very few conversations. The drink that started as a way to relax, the glass at the end of the day that became two, then three, then the bottle. The thing you promised yourself was casual, until the morning you needed it before noon and realized that it stopped being a choice. I received a message from a man named David. He said, "I've been drinking heavily for 6 years. My wife doesn't know the full extent. My kids see more than I think they do. I function. I go to work, I pay the bills, but inside I am drowning in something I can't seem to put down. I found your music and I played it on a night. I was about to pour another glass. I put the bottle down and just listened. Something broke open. I cried for the first time in years. I called a hotline the next morning. David, that night you chose differently. That is everything. This song is for everyone whose coping mechanism became their cage. One more glass." It started as a way. It started as a way to take the edge off, just something to quiet down the noise. One glass of dinner felt like just a ritual. 2 glasses felt like reclaiming something lost. But somewhere in accounting, I stopped counting, and the bottle learned the schedule of my pain. Now the morning has a different kind of greeting, and I can't quite get through Tuesday without rain. And I know what it is. I'm not that blind. I know it's not the answer that I'm finding at the bottom, but the bottom feels like somewhere I can breathe, and the top feels like a war I keep on losing. One more glass to get me through the evening. One more glass to make the voices stop. One more glass to feel like I can function. One more glass before I hit the bottom of the top. But every glass is taking something from me. Every pour is costing more than I can see. One more glass was never just one more glass. It was me giving up on being free. I watched it change the way my family sees me, the careful way they speak when I come home, the way my youngest learned to read the signals and disappears into their room alone. I tell myself that I would stop if things improve, that I'll cut back when the pressure finally lifts. But pressure has a way of always being present, and the bottle has a way of filling every rift. But the version of me hiding in the drinking is not the man I set out to become, and the people in that house dissolve the real me, not the one who needs the glass to get it done. Every through the evening, one more glass to make the voices stop. One more glass to feel like I can function. One more glass before I hit the bottom of the drop. But every glass is taking something from me. Every pour is costing more than I can see. Was never just one more glass. It was me giving up on being free. So I make the call I've been avoiding. I sit in the chair I swore I'd never need. I say out loud the thing I've been performing, that I am not okay and I need help to be freed. And in the room with other broken people, I find the thing the bottle promised but could not give. A fellowship of honest human presence, and a reason, and a framework, and a will to live. I find my sponsor and I work the program. I replace the evening ritual with something new. I love the people in my house come closer and show the aversion I've been hiding from their view. I take it one day, sometimes 1 hour, and I celebrate the morning dry as gold. And slowly I am finding in the sober a life more full than anything the bottle ever told. No more glass to hide behind this evening, to make the real life start. I am facing every sober, quiet moment and building something better from the bottom of the drive. Every day without it gives me something back. Every morning clear as ground I'm taking back. One more day, that's all I need to ask for. And one more day. David, you took a bottle down that night, and you called. That is the bravest thing a person can do. If you are holding a glass right now, you don't have to finish it. You don't have to have the whole answer tonight. You just have to make one different choice. One call, one text, one honest conversation. Freedom does not arrive all at once. It arrives one morning at a time, and every morning you choose differently is a morning. The cage loses one more bar. You are worth the fight. The people in your house need your fight. Put it down, make the call. You already know the number. This one is about the addiction that gets applauded. Every other addiction carries shame. But this one gets promotions, gets LinkedIn posts, gets admired at dinner parties. He's so dedicated. She's so driven. Nobody says he uses work to avoid his marriage. Nobody says she stays late so she doesn't have to go home to the sirens. Workaholism is real addiction. It is using productivity as anesthesia. It is filling every waking moment with output, so there is no space left for the feelings you are not ready to face. A woman named Christine wrote to me. She said, I realized I was a workaholic when my daughter asked me to come to her school play, and my first thought was, I have a deadline, not, of course I'll be there. I sat in my car after that and couldn't move for 20 minutes. Their music found me that night. I went to the play. I cried through the whole thing. I've been reevaluating everything since. Christine, you went to the play. That is where it starts. This song is for the ones hiding inside their own productivity. I work so I don't have to feel. My calendar is full from 6 until 11. Every hour has a purpose and a place. I've optimized the silence out of living and filled the margins up without a trace. I tell myself it's discipline and vision, that the driven life is just the life I chose. But when the last meeting ends and the screen goes dark, I feel the thing I've been running from getting close. Because the work was never really about the work. It was about the quiet I was terrified to meet. And I have been so busy being productive that I forgot to ask what I was trying to beat. I wait so I don't have to feel. I stay busy so the empty stays concealed. I answer every email before I answer the deeper questions hiding in the stairs. Appointments to get a scheduled version of my time. And something in the way my child stopped asking told me I had crossed a certain line. I missed the ordinary, unremarkable moments that turn out to be everything in the end, and traded them for metrics and for milestones that nobody on their deathbed will defend. So I'm asking the uncomfortable question, what exactly am I working to avoid? Because the answer to the silence was an output, and the life I've built is not what I've enjoyed. I work so I don't have to feel. I stay busy so the empty stays concealed. I answer every email before I answer the deeper questions hiding in the stairs. a decent hour. I sit in the discomfort of the quiet room. I let the feeling come that I've been out running and find it is survivable, not my doom. I call the therapist I've been too busy for. I have the conversation that I've been postponing, and slowly I discover that the life I've been avoiding was waiting for me, patient and still open. I put the phone away at dinner table. I say yes to the skull play, the weekend trick. I measure my success in presence, not an output, and find a deeper satisfaction in the shift. I work because I'm gifted and I love it, not because the stillness is a threat. And when the evening comes, I close the chapter and be completely where my people are and let. I used to work so I didn't have to feel. I used to stay busy so the empty stayed concealed. But I answered the deeper questions in the silence and found the life I'd been outrunning was the real deal. I closed the desk and opened the world was waiting. I chose the people over everything that's built. I don't work to avoid this feeling anymore. I work and then I live. Finally feel. Finally feel. Finally alive. Christine, you went to the play, and everything changed in a school auditorium on a Tuesday afternoon. That is where healing begins. Not in a dramatic moment to the Tuesday afternoon choice to show up. I received so many messages from the achievers, the driven ones, the ones the world calls successful. Who come homes empty. Leave a comment below tonight. Tell me what you've been avoiding. Tell me what the work has been covering. Tell me what's waiting for you on the other side of the laptop. This community holds that space. Drop your comment. Close the tab after. Go be with your people. They need you more than your inbox does. This one gets promotions. This one gets promotions. This one gets promotions. This one gets promotions. This one is about the featuring kiss of body. This one is about an addiction that nobody puts in a category with the others, but it belongs there. The person you keep going back to, the relationship that everyone in your life has told you to leave, the cycle that you can see clearly from the outside and cannot escape from the inside. The familiarity of the pain that somehow feels safer than the uncertainty of healing. A woman named Tanya sent me a message. She said, I have left the same relationship 4 times. Every time I leave, I feel free for about 2 weeks. Then the emptiness hits and I go back. I know he is not good for me. I know it in every part of me. But the pull is stronger than the knowledge. I listened to your music during the 5th time I left. I am still out. It has been 7 months. The music kept me company in the withdrawal. Tanya, 7 months. That is not nothing. That is everything. Trauma bonding is real. Attachment to pain is real. Leaving is not just a decision. It is a daily practice. This song is for the ones addicted to what hurts them. Addicted to you hurting me. pattern like I know my own reflection. I've traced the cycle till I know it by heart. You leave me in a wreckage and I put myself together, just long enough for you to take me back apart. My friends have stopped pretending they're not worried. My family says my name with tired eyes, and I have run out of ways to explain it, except to say I recognize it and I can't untie it. Isn't love, at least not the healthy kind. It's the comfort of a pain that's known and named, and the terror of a silence without you in it has been keeping me returning to the flame. I am addicted to you hurting me, addicted to the cycle, hammering me. The chaos feels like home because it's all I've known, and the calm feels like a threat I can't believe. I keep coming back to what is breaking me, keep choosing familiar over free. I am addicted to you hurting me, and I am finally ready to be clean. I've been doing the research on what this is, the trauma bond, the anxious attachment style, the nervous system wired for the intensity that mistook the storm for love the whole while. And no one doesn't fix it like I hoped it would. The insight sits beside the impulse in the queue, and the impulse has a head start in history that the knowledge hasn't caught up to. But I am whole, and just my nervous system's history. I am capable of learning something new, in the life that I was made to live is quiet and steady, and it does not look like you. I am addicted to you hurting me, addicted to the cycle, hammering me. The chaos feels like home because it's all I've known, and the calm feels like a threat I can't believe. I keep coming back to what is breaking me, keep choosing familiar over free. I am addicted to you hurting me, and I am finally ready to be clean. So I stay this time, not for the reasons I stayed before. I stay away because I'm choosing me. I build a distance one day at a time. I let the withdrawal be what it needs to be. I find the therapist who knows this pattern. I sit inside the unfamiliar quiet, and slowly I am learning to associate safety with the peace, not with the riot. I've blocked a number that I know I shouldn't have. I reach for friends instead of reaching for the phone. I feel the missing and I do not fill it with the thing that always leaves me more alone. I learn that I deserve a love that stays, that doesn't cost me everything to keep. And slowly the withdrawal becomes the preference, and the chaos loses all its pull on me. I was addicted to the hurt, and I got free. I walked out of the cycle finally. The chaos that fed my home was just a prison, and the quiet I was terrified was the key. I stopped coming back to what was breaking me. I chose unfamiliar over the familiar chains. To you, and I chose healing, and I'll never be the same. Never the same. Finally free. Tanya, 7 months. Every single day of those 7 months was a choice, and you made it again and again. If you are in a cycle right now, the leaving is not the hard part. The staying gone is the work, and you do not have to do it alone. Find a therapist who understands trauma bonding. Find a community, find the number and save it. And on the night the pull is strongest, play this song instead. The quiet on the other side of the chaos is not emptiness, it is peace. And you have never felt it long enough to know that it is better say go. You deserve the quiet. This one is about an addiction. I want to talk about the hole, not the addiction. The thing underneath the addiction, because nobody starts using to destroy themselves. Nobody picks up the first pill, the first hit, the first drink thinking, I want to ruin my life. They pick it up because there is a pain that has no name and no exit in this. This thing makes it stop. Even for an hour, even for a night. The substance is never the real problem. The hole is the real problem. The substance is just the shovel someone handed you when you were desperate. A young man named Elijah sent me a message. He wrote, I've been clean for 30 days for the first time in 3 years. I didn't think I could do it. Your music was one of the things I played every morning in those first 30 days. Something about it made me feel like someone understood why I started, not just that I needed to stop. Elijah, that is not small. That is a miracle built one morning at a time. This song is for everyone medicating a wound that deserves to be healed. The hole inside. I didn't start because I wanted to be ruined. I started because the pain had nowhere left to go. I found the thing that made the volume drop to nothing, and I held on to it harder than you know. It wasn't weakness, though it looked that way from outside. It was someone drowning, grabbing what was there. And yes, it pulled me down instead of saving, but going down felt better than the air. There is a hole inside that the substance doesn't fill. It numbs the edge of it for just a little while. But the hole is always waiting when it wears off, and the cost of numbing keeps increasing all the while. There's a hole inside I've been trying to fill with everything that gives me just a moment of still. But the moment always ends, and the hole is always there, bigger than before and harder to repair. I have been medicating what I should be healing, anesthetizing what was asking to be filled. There's a hole inside, and I am finally facing it, instead of handing it something else. I've lost things I can't get back because of this. Relationships and time and trust and ground. And the grief of what the using cost me is its own kind of reason to keep going down. The grief on top of grief is still just grief, and the only way through grief is still not around. And I have been around so many times by now that I am tired of the circle and the sound. So I sit with the feeling that I've been avoiding, all the pain that started this whole thing, and I find that it is real and it is heavy, but it is survival more that changes everything. There's a hole inside I've been trying to fill with everything that gives me just a moment of still. But the moment always ends. whole has a history. I trace it to its source, the womb that started everything before the using did. And in the facing of the origin of the emptiness, I find the thing that fills it was inside all along. Connection, presence, honesty, community, the things the substance promised but could never give, are waiting in the rooms with other honest people who know the whole and chose a different way to live. I find the program and I work it like my life depends, because for the first time I believe it does. I call my sponsor when the craving is the loudest and find that talking is enough. It always was. I go to the meetings even when I don't want to. I sit in the circle of the honest and the broke, and slowly in the fellowship of shared surviving, I find the whole